This is going to be a gear review video. We're going to take a really quick look at a really cool headlamp from the folks at Thrunite. It's the TH20, coming up on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose. My name is Brian. Thanks for joining me. So the folks at Thrunite were kind enough to send me one of their new TH20 headlamps, and this is a pretty new design. Runs on one AA battery or one 14500. This thing's actually capable of over 500 lumens with a 14500 and about 220 with a AA battery. Before we get started on the headlamp stuff, let me explain to you why this video may be a little rushed. And it's going to be a quick rant. Just bear with me. I'll get through it. You know I tend to ramble, but I'm going to try to be fast. So I've already shot this video once, and you can see it's got the flashlight's probably got a little bit of scarring on it, if you can see that, because focus there. Yeah, we go. So we did a drop test. We did the swim test. It passed everything, and then like I do every other video and have done for several years, I plugged the old SD card into the computer and downloaded it to iMovie, which I've been using for a while now, because you know everybody knows that Apple's better for video, right? So, and I bought a used iMac from a guy in my Boy Scout troop. Worked great for about a year and a half, and it took a dive and completely crashed on me. So I saved up and spent like months worth of my exorbitant YouTube earnings on a MacBook Pro so I can carry it with me and do editing and whatever. And it's worked great. However, and maybe I need to check out some more software. I've been using iMovie for a while now, but apparently the engineers at Apple don't think that we as human beings are smart enough to manage our own files. So when you stick a card in there, it winds up going to Apple land. I don't know. It goes to some sort of iMovie, I don't know where it goes. It goes to a file that's not like a normal file in Windows, right? And you can't really find those files. So bottom line, I've spent hours and hours and hours literally trying to fix this stupid video. I finally decided, to heck with it, let's just start over. So that's where we're at. That's my little rant. Please forgive me. Now let's get to doing some of that headlamp stuff. Okay, so you may know I'm a Scoutmaster, so I'm pretty familiar with headlamps. And I like this one for a couple of reasons, especially. First of all, the lamp comes with, look at those mosquitoes. So they it's got this little rubber holder here that the light itself just fits in, and they give you an extra rubber holder when you buy the light, and they give you some extra O-rings because it is IPX8 waterproof. But you just kind of put it in there and just stretch those around it like so. I like this for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's got enough of a standoff here that it actually can conform to your head pretty well, so it's very, very comfortable. It's got a very comfortable, very adjustable head strap here. This thing has a Cree XP-L V6 LED in it. It's got an orange peel reflector, as you can see, which gives you a pretty good spread. It's not really for a focus beam, it's more for area light, which is really what you need a headlamp for, in my opinion. And then the way it works is you just basically unscrew one end. It says open, so it tells you which end to unscrew. And you can put your either AA or 14500 in there. In this case, I've got a AA because I don't own a 14500. And then it's got, on the other end, it's got a rubber switch. And basically you just push the switch and it comes on, push it. So let's talk about the modes real quick. Like most Thrunites, it has a Firefly mode. This one is 0.3 lumens. In order to get to that, when it's off, you just long press the button and it comes on. And that, again, is 0.3 lumens. It's good for 14 days. Turn it back off again. And then it has, instead of having a lot of different levels, it has an adjustable level. So when you turn it on, whatever it's on, if you just hold that button down, watch it, it'll cycle through the levels. And when it gets to the bottom, it'll flash, and then it'll cycle all the way back up. And the top level with a AA battery is 230 lumens, and there it was, and the bottom level is 1.6 lumens. So you can adjust this thing at any level you want to get it exactly what you want, and I think that is really, really cool. Then again, it has the turbo. If you double click it, it's going to take you to turbo, or in this case, it'll be high. If you only have a AA battery in it, it'll take you to high. If you have a 14500, it will go all the way to 520 lumens. It's also got another really cool feature, which I think is really cool. And if you double click it twice, like so, it goes to the SOS mode, which I just think that is a really handy feature to have in a light, because that's the international distress signal, as you probably know. You can just set that on there and let it go. That's pretty much the modes of the flashlight. Again, I think it's really cool that it's adjustable. I like the fact that you can swivel this thing however you want, and it stays right where you put it, because this rubber is grippy enough. So it's not like some of the headlamps that just have little clickies, and if you don't get them where you want them, they get worn out and they just don't hold. This thing here just stays, and then they give you another rubber holder, which I think is a great idea, because if there's going to be a part of this thing that wears out, it's going to be the little rubber holder. So I would do the water test, but I've already done that. I promise you, it worked just fine. And also I did a drop test. We'll go ahead and do another drop test, because I can do that in just a minute. The water test takes 30 minutes, and it's going to be dark in 30 minutes. So, and I've already got dark shots recorded, so we'll put those in here too. So let's wrap this thing up. Okay, we're at the impact evaluation station at the cutting edge testing facility here at Survival on Purpose. We're going to go ahead and turn this thing on, and we'll cycle it down a little bit to, let's let it cycle down. Okay, so by the way, never stare directly into the lens when you're turning the flashlight on, because just don't. Okay, so we're going to take this thing about 2 meters and just drop it. Bam. Okay, there's once. Oh, it's getting, there's twice. Here's once more. Okay. All right, as you can see, it's still working fine. Cycles up and down. There we go. And slightly more beat up. So, not that I would at all recommend trusting me, but you're going to have to trust me on the water test. I did it. I left it in there for like 45 minutes. It did fine. I mean, it's a Thrunite. They always pass the water test. I've even put these things in a bag of water and frozen them for several days. I mean, there's just not a lot to it. There's a couple of O-rings there, and that's it. And it's very sealed button there. So anyway, so I'm going to cut here before it gets really dark today and take you to the night shots I shot the other day, show you how well this thing performs at night, and we'll wrap this up. Okay, so it's dark now. So the first thing we'll do is we'll take a look at the Firefly mode on this TH20 headlamp from Thrunite, and basically you long press the on switch on the side. It gives you 0.3 lumens. The light's probably 18 inches from my hand, and pretty good job of lighting up. It definitely looks better with my eyeballs than with the camera as usual, but did a really good job of providing enough light where you could read by or do whatever. Now we just turn it on. It's going to take us to the variable range, and let me just hold it down as it cycles through. It's going to go all the way down to 1.6 and it flashes, and then if you keep holding it down, it's going to go back up all the way to 230 lumens, and it's going to flash. So let's show you how that looks in the close-up range, and then we'll take it to the long range. We'll go ahead and hold it down now as it let it cycle all the way back up again. Okay, and it flashes. So that is wide open bright right there. 230 lumens, really bright. Does a great job of lighting up this area. But if you only need half that light, you let it come down, it still does a pretty good job. Now, it's on the way down. If I let go of the button and I push it again, it actually just cycles back up. So basically, whichever way it's moving when you let go of it, when you push the button and hold it again, it reverses direction and goes either brighter or dimmer. Let's take a look at the long range on the old outdoor studio and see what we got. Okay, so that's on high, and we're at 230 lumens, and you can see the balance testing facility back there and the submersion testing facility, the white submersion evaluation assembly. Chuck Norris can speak Braille. Okay, so that was a nighttime shot. So you can see this thing does a pretty good job of really giving you a good spread of light. And like always, the camera just never seems to pick it up as well as your eyeballs will. By the way, this thing's about $30 on Amazon, which I think is a really good price for the quality you're getting here. I mean, you got 230 lumens with a single AA, up to 520 with the 14500. If you have one of those, I don't have one. By the way, the weight on this flashlight without the battery is 3.4 ounces. If you're one of those people that for some reason is still stuck in the metric system, it's about 96 grams. Now, I don't know if that includes the headband or not, but either way, it's pretty lightweight, and it is waterproof. It's very solid aluminum construction, so you don't have to worry about it getting beat up. You can beat the heck out of it, as you saw, and this thing still takes a licking and keeps on ticking. So if you're looking for a really handy, useful headlamp, and who isn't, then you might want to check out the TH20 from the folks at Thrunite. I give this one a solid thumbs up. I really like this one. Once again, thanks to the folks at Thrunite for sending me this so I can show it to you. And as always, thank you for watching Survival on Purpose. Thanks for subscribing, for clicking that thumbs up, and for sharing this video with all your friends. And thank you so much for doing all your Amazon shopping through the Survival on Purpose links. And I really appreciate the support. So once again, my name's Brian. You're watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident, so be prepared. I'll see you next time. I'm in a hurry and there's an airplane. Man, oh man. It's a very sealed button there, so actually the button's there, isn't it?